Hey guys, what's going on? It's Megadan29, and today I got another commentary video I'd like to do on a subject that's been brought up a lot. And today, what finally made me talk about it was Retro Bird. If you haven't heard of him, you should definitely look him up. Retro Bird. And he did an awesome video today on saying, should you use strategy guides for video games? And Retro Bird does a lot of commentary type stuff where he talks about a lot of really cool gaming subjects. So I definitely highly recommend going and checking him out. But today I'm going to do sort of a response to him. And this has been brought up a lot in the community. I've been asked a lot about save states. I've been asked a lot about strategy guides and just different ways of playing games, cheat codes, glitches, whatever. So I kind of wanted to just touch on that today and just give my honest feedback. And just before I start this, I know that this seems to be, for some reason, really like weird subject with people, and there's actually been a lot of like arguments over it and stuff like that. So this is just my opinion, and this is just how I am. Okay, and everybody can do whatever they want. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just video games, and you can play them, and you can do whatever you want to do as long as you're having fun. Because I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, right? We're here to have fun. But I'm going to tell you where I'm coming from with this stuff, and so should you use strategy guides for video games? Well, how I think it works, Retrobird talked about, which I thought was really interesting. He talked about a particular game called Metroid 3, or Super Metroid, I'm sorry. I always call it Metroid 3, because technically it is. And he was talking about Super Metroid. And he was saying that actually he used a strategy guide the first time he played it, and then the second time he played it without one to see if he remembered everything. And I thought that was really interesting because I actually do the complete opposite. So when I'm playing Legend of Zelda or anything like that, or Super Metroid, I definitely play without a guide the first time, and I'll tell you why. Because to me, I feel like a developer is like an artist. A video game developer is like an artist. It's like a book, an author. He's like a director. It's just like anything else. He's creating this game in this perspective that he wants you to be in, this environment. He wants you to be in this environment, and he's trying to create it, and he's trying to put the player through certain things. And through something like Super Metroid and Zelda are the examples I'm going to use. That's very action puzzle. That's pretty much what those games are. Action puzzle games. So with that being said, I feel like using a strategy guide like right off the bat kind of ruins the experience. I think it kind of, that's not what the developer wanted you to do. You know what I'm saying? It's about putting yourself in that environment, enjoying it, and thinking and looking at all these different things you're supposed to do and all the different tools you have in the game, and how do I open this door, and how do I get to this area, and what do I do? And some of those examples I say, which is why I think a strategy guide would ruin it, is some of the biggest things I remember from Super Metroid. Actually, this is the thing I remember the most about the game. Except for obviously like, boss fights and things like that. But dude, I was stuck at this one point for hours, probably 2 to 3 hours at least. And I could not figure out how to get to this one part of the map. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, what the heck? I'm using my little morph ball, and I'm bombing every wall, and I'm jumping into this and that, and I'm shooting every wall. I'm trying to shoot different walls with missiles. I'm doing all kinds of stuff, man. And I'm looking on the map, and I've checked everywhere, and I'm like, okay, I've got to get to this part of the map. This looks like this is where I'm supposed to go. So finally, I'm in this glass tube is a thing I'm in, and I'm like, finally, I decided, let's try to lay one of these, like, I think they were called mega bombs on there. Let me try to lay one of these mega bombs down and just see what happens. Because I had tried the morph ball bombs, I'm pretty sure, and they didn't work. So I tried the mega bomb, and all of a sudden, the glass shatters. I can get behind it, and it went in slow motion. I mean, I still remember it, man, because I was like, oh my God, yes! That's what you do, and it was like this huge moment of triumph, like, oh my God, I figured it out. And let me tell you, I feel like if I would have just looked up a strategy guide or a video on how to do that part, dude, that wouldn't have been special to me anymore. That moment would never have happened. I would not remember it. The game would be, I've only played through it once. I would probably remember tiny parts about the game. Maybe just, main boss fights and stuff, and that's probably about it. But because of those experiences, I remember a lot about the game. And I just feel like if you use a strategy guide, you really just ruin that experience. And I'll dip into Adventures of Link also here real quick. So I played through Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, and I beat that on my own as well. And by the way, in Super Metroid, I think I found 79% of the stuff by the end of the game. It tells you. I think it was 79%. Don't quote me on that. I could check my Instagram and see exactly what it was, but I think it was that. So anyways, I was playing Adventures of Link a long time ago, and like I said, I do not like using guides. I do not like looking stuff up. So on the game, I had to find this hidden village. And I'm like, how do I find this hidden village? I swear there was somebody that said, find the hidden village in the woods. And I'm like, okay. Okay. So I'm running around in the woods on the overhead map. I see what obviously the woods are with the trees. And I don't understand. I'm talking to every person again. I'm trying everything. Nothing's working. I'm sitting down for 2 different sessions. So that means I was stuck for at least 3-4 hours. Because I probably played for like 2 hours each session. And so I was just like, I was about to give up. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Finally, I read the instruction manual, and I'm just looking at my items, and I'm like, okay, this is my instruction manual. What do I have everything? Let me just read everything. I read the description under the hammer in the instruction manual. And the hammer said something along the lines of, use the hammer to knock down trees. And I was like, wow, that's really weird. Why wouldn't you use like an axe or something? And I thought it was really silly. So I ended up going, okay, well, I guess I can use it on an overhead map. Is that what it's talking about? Because that's the only way on Adventures of Link you're going to use it to knock down trees. You can't equip your hammer and fight people with it. So it knocked down trees. I went to a tree on the overhead map, and it took out that piece of the map. And I was like, dude, I bet you that's what they're talking about. It's hidden in the forest, and I got to knock down the trees, and I'll find the village. So here I go, layer by layer. I'm knocking down the trees. Finally, the hidden village shows up. It makes some kind of sound, and I remember just going, yes, yes, oh my God, I can't believe I figured it out. And it was just another time of this moment of triumph. And now Adventures of Link is like such a really special game to me nowadays. Like, especially if we're just talking about Zelda games. Like, that is such a big deal, And actually, my friend T-Belly, as you guys all know who he is, most of you that will listen to this video, T-Belly did the same thing. Same thing. He couldn't really figure it out, and I was giving him hints like, hey, look at the instruction manual, make sure you read everything, and it became a special game to him too. You know what I'm saying? I think JLove81 experienced the same thing. And let me tell you, you use a walkthrough and just look up a video of what to do on there, and you don't have that moment. And it just sucks. And the developer, that's what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to think. They wanted you to get engulfed into the game and have to think about everything. And that's what they wanted. They had the strategy guides and stuff like calling Nintendo Power and the stuff in the Nintendo Powers. They had all that for severe backup, man. Like, you could not figure it out. You're about to just like not even play the game anymore and turn it off and never play it again. And so then you resort to that. Then you tap out and you say, okay, yep, I got to do this. Like, a perfect example where this is, I feel, an exception to the rule is Castlevania Simon's Quest. Because stuff is mistranslated. So that's different. That is the one game I will tell you, if you're going to play Simon's Quest for the first time, use a guide. That is the one game I do, because there's like a dedicated website to like saying, don't, here's what it says in the game, and here's what it's supposed to say. You know what I'm saying? And they translated it basically correctly. So that's the only game. That's literally something faulty in the game. It's like broken. It's literally screwed up. And they even sell a hack that has all the correct sayings on it. So you could really buy that, and somebody fixed it. But anyways, I feel like another bad thing about using walkthroughs. And this is all just to me, man. This is all just me. If you guys like using it, more power to you. But to me, I feel like sometimes, as much as the people listening to this, we play video games a lot, right? It's our hobby. We put hours and hours and hours into video games, right? We are definitely not casuals. We are not people that just, every, 6 times a year we turn on Mario and we play it. No, we're playing almost every day, and we're putting lots of hours in constantly. This is what we do after work. This is what we do to relax, right? So what I said is, when you use strategy guides, and then this also goes with save states, okay? What it does is it's kind of a way of tapping out and not challenging yourself. And what I think's bad about that is you might be saying right now, well, it's just a stupid video game, Daniel. Well, yeah, you're right to a certain point, but the thing is, you start to develop habits, okay? And when you log so many hours into video games and you have these habits, you're going to start translating these habits sometimes into real life. And that's, I firmly believe that. If you're looking for shortcuts in a video game, something that doesn't matter, okay, you're probably going to look for shortcuts at everything in your life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start, the hard work kind of goes away. You're going to want that shortcut, that loophole. That's what you're going to want. When I did stuff like, I know Death Ram Battletoads, okay, and I've beaten some of these hard games that really took me a long time. I think Holy Diver took me like 9 hours. It was insane. It was just beating the crap out of me. I could have used save states. I could have looked up somebody's gameplay and what to do and how to beat it, and find all these shortcuts and these hints and all this stuff. The thing is, I don't want to give up though. I have a no give up attitude, and I try to translate that to life. And I really do, man. In a video game sense, when I know Death Ram Battletoads, I felt like, dude, bring on any game you want. Bring on any game you want, and you're done. I got it. I got this taken care of. This is under control. And I'm just not intimidated by anything now. It's made me so much stronger by having that will and that no give up attitude, that no hint attitude, that no save state attitude, no strategy guides. No, just do it. Don't stop till you do it. When you have that type of attitude and you carry that over to life, that's a very good thing. That's a very good thing. It's kind of like if I tried to make an analogy. Say you're trying to hang like a ceiling fan, okay? To me, you can sit there and you, maybe like I did, you've never hung a ceiling fan before, okay? So you're not really sure how to take the one that's up down, and you're not really sure how to put the new one up, because it's different, right? It's different than the one that you're taking down that's really old. And you know what you could do? It could be so aggravating, it could be making you so mad, and you hook up all the wires, and you might shock the heck out of yourself, and then you put up all the wires, and you go to turn on the light, and it doesn't work, and the fan's not coming on, because you didn't connect the wires right, and you didn't do the things right. Sure, you know what you could do? You could use basically a cheat, and you could just call maybe your dad over to do it, or you could call some type of person over there to do it. You could pay some guy to do it. Sure, you could do that, right? But would that make you stronger? Would that make it the next time you have to put a fixture up? Would that make you better at it? How about the next time you got to do something else in your house, like maybe work on your car, or you got to work on the air conditioner, it's not working? What do you think you're gonna do? You're probably gonna look for that shortcut, aren't you? But if you develop this nonstop, I don't give up attitude that you can help develop from video games, that you spend a lot of time doing, you spend a lot of time playing video games, you develop that habit of not giving up. Don't ever tap out. Do not quit. And then you're going to put up that damn ceiling fan, which I've done. Believe me, that first ceiling fan took me about 3 hours. Yeah, and some of you home improvement guys out there may be listening to this. You may be snickering and laughing a little bit. But listen, I didn't know how to do it. I'm not very good at the stuff. I'm not very good at hanging up a ceiling fan. But you know what? Now I can throw one up in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because I've hung like 3 of them. So you just keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep getting better. And you know what the thing I didn't do? I didn't ask for help. I figured it out. I just looked at it, and I looked at it, and I looked at the instruction manual, and I looked and I looked and I looked, and I just figured it out, man. Even though the instructions came and told me like nothing, I just looked at everything, and I figured it out, man. And when that ceiling fan and light came on, I was triumphant. It felt like when I figured out where that hidden village was on Zelda. It figured out when I blew up that pipe, glass pipe on Metroid. That same feeling. You see that sucker come on, and it just carries over into life. Smash JT made a video when I know Death ran Battletoads, and he was talking about how it carried over to life. He couldn't have been any more correct about that, guys. All I'm saying to you is don't always look for shortcuts in video games or in life. Sometimes things just take will and hard work and time, and it helps. It helps to work hard. That's the bad thing about all these NES classics and save states and all this YouTube videos that we have nowadays. We don't want to try anymore. We don't want to try anymore at stuff. And you might say, well, Daniel, it's just a video game. Just don't, I'm just telling you, just don't develop that habit. That habit of shortcuts and loopholes and cheats and strategy guides, save states. It's a bad habit, dude. It's a really bad habit, in my opinion. That's just what I'm saying. So I know there's been a lot of grief of, I'll play a game how I want. That's fine. I'm just telling you as a person, it can develop bad habits mentally, in my opinion. I think you can carry that over. And just as much as you might grind a game out and beat it, or no death run, or whatever you're trying to do, that carries over to life too. That carries over too. Yeah, one day you beat a video game, the next day you just fixed your car. I'm telling you, it carries over, because I tell myself in life, and it may sound stupid to you right now, but I say, you know what? I'm going through a really bad rut right now with money, or this or that, or this or the other thing, whatever is going on in my life, and I literally tell myself, man, I know Death ran Battletoads. And that was really hard to do. So I'm sure I will figure this out. And you know what? I always do. So that's just what I wanted to tell you guys. And you can play how you want, but it's a bad, in my opinion, it's just really bad to carry that over into life. And just be careful about that. And maybe you're laughing and this is silly to you. And that's fine. That's fine if you feel that way. Maybe I'm just a little bit more passionate about things. But I firmly believe in whatever you're doing, don't ever give up. And I think a lot of you people listening to this can really understand also, because a lot of you are YouTubers and a lot of you want more successes on your channel, don't you? And everybody always wants that loophole, don't they? They want to go in that follow for follow group, don't they? Or they want to buy subs, or they want to buy comments, and all that stuff. They want those bots, don't they? But the answer to you guys is, work hard and don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. And you just might conquer whatever challenge you're coming across. Whether it's a video game, whether it's a relationship, whether it's fixing your car, whether it's your YouTube channel, or whether it's getting a promotion at a job. Maybe it's parenting your kids. Whatever it is, it can all start with whatever you're passionate in. And that just might be video games for you that are listening to me. So that's what I'm saying is, just be careful always wanting to take the shortcut. And by the way, I usually use a strategy guide after I've beaten it. Because then, to me, in my opinion, it's really fun to go through the game and go, oh man, I missed that. It was right there. Oh, dang it, I missed this, I missed that. And then I stream stuff, and I don't care when somebody tells me where something is, or a secret. And, hey, you know you can do this to beat that boss? Well, if I've already beaten the game, that's totally fine. Tell me whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And then it's really interesting to go, oh my gosh, that's all I had to do? I just could have done that to beat this guy? Wow, that's crazy. You know, and that's why that stuff's really cool. So, guys, at the end of the day, don't take any offense to anything I said. And you guys play games however you want, okay? Games are you're supposed to have fun. But all I get worried about for people in general is just people that always look for the shortcut and the people that just don't really want to try too much. It's a bad habit, guys. It's a bad habit, and sometimes things are going to be difficult, period, in life, whether serious or not serious. And whether serious or not serious, just try really hard and don't ever give up. Don't ever tap out, man. Don't ever tap out. Just keep trying. And when you do accomplish whatever it is you're doing, man, it feels good. It feels so good. And because I've done it many times. So I really just wanted to tell you guys all this stuff just because I care. You know what I'm saying? Just because I care. But this is all just what I'm coming from. I hope this doesn't create any kind of grief or anything like that. This is not to be controversial at all. This is just my opinion on how I play games. So, you guys take care. Retrobird, awesome freaking video. Gotta go check it out, guys. Retrobird's a good guy. Go check him out. If you don't like him, that's insane. I'll see you guys later.